Good afternoon.
Hi.
So it has been a while since our last video. So our last video was in Georgia. We've actually travelled quite a lot since then. We did almost 2 weeks in Azerbaijan. We then crossed the Caspian Sea on the ferry. We travelled 3,000 kilometers through Kazakhstan to get to Uzbekistan, and we've done a few cities in Uzbekistan. Where have we been?
We started in Tashkent, and then we've got a 6-hour long, sweaty, hot train to Samarkand.
Yeah.
And then we decided not to make the same mistake, so we got the new AC fast train to Bukhara, which is where we are now.
Yeah, so we're now in the old city of Bukhara in one of the many squares, so I'll just do a quick spin around. There's not much here. I mean, it's not the peak season because it's just too hot. It's a blistering like 42 degrees today. So it's actually quite quiet, which is nice for us, but it is bloody hot. But yeah, it means we've got a few things to ourselves. Yeah, so we're not going to go through everything and do the whole tourist trail. We're not going to talk about all the famous sites and things, because you'll find all that anyway. But we'll just talk about a few things that are around where we are, and maybe go to one or two other places, but probably keep this video a little bit shorter maybe, but yeah, we'll see. So firstly, I'd like to point out, right there, we've got the statue of Nasruddin Hoxha. Of course, can't be an ancient Silk Road city without one. And here we have one of the key madrasas of this square. So it has been fully renovated, so unfortunately what comes along with that means that it's full of souvenir shops and full of cafes and all sorts of gimmicky things for tourists. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can have a quick look at some of the designs on the facade, and then we can move to where we're gonna be talking a bit more. So this is the facade. This has all been renovated not too long ago. The history of a lot of these madrasas is that there were active madrasas since the 1500s, and since then they have had a number of uses, but since the Soviets came, there have not really been any active madrasas apart from one in the centre, but none of these two madrasas have been, none of the madrasas around here have been active since the Soviets arrived. But yeah, you can see you've got the calligraphy around the sides and around the edges, you've got the symmetrical patterns, what you can expect. I think Jun knows a bit more about some of these patterns.
Yeah, so the two birds up there I think are peacocks, and they're a symbol of the gatekeepers of heaven or paradise. It's quite interesting as well, there's the sun with the face on it in the middle, which is quite unusual for Islamic art, but I think it's a reference to Zoroastrianism, which was prevalent here before Islam came to Uzbekistan.
So we're not going inside this one, it's literally just souvenir shops and a cafe, so it's not very interesting. However, we're going to be going into this one. This is called the Kulkadesh Madrasah. I think it's the biggest one in Bukhara, and one of the biggest in all of Uzbekistan as well. It was built in, when was it built? Some years ago?
1560s.
1560s.
Something like that.
So yeah, a couple of years ago. And now the front is like a bunch of workshops, basically for tourists, but they do some nice handcrafted things. So we're going to check those out, and then we're going to see if we can get further in, because this is a madrasa that's in more of a condition that I like to see rather than these highly renovated buildings. But yeah, let's check it out. Love the Uzbek bowls. Look at these, they're beautiful. There's a lot of workshops in here, so I think a lot of these things are actually being, or at least potentially being built here.
Yeah, I think this is like the heart of Uzbek culture, crafts, and art.
Where's Arsenal? Wow, pretty beautiful. So just going through that side and going around here. So this is the heart of the madrasa. And there is absolutely no one here, except this nice gentleman creating some art. So from what we've learned, the downstairs is all classrooms and the upstairs is all the living quarters from all of the students and the teachers. And how many rooms were there?
Yeah, about 160.
160 rooms, so it's pretty big.
Each room has 2 floors. So in the classroom there's 2 floors, and then in the living rooms as well there's 2 floors.
So it's actually a 4-story building, even though it looks like just 2 stories.
Yeah.
We tried, we can't get into any of the classrooms on the ground floor. I think they're probably just storerooms or whatever, but we've managed to find a way to get up to the 2nd floor, so we're going to go and see what we can find up there. This is steep. Wow. It's pretty cool. Oh wow, look at this. Let's have a look. So these would have all been living quarters. This door is completely falling off. Everything is a bit broken. Oh my gosh. The ceiling has collapsed.
And they would have been the stairs up.
Yes, yeah.
To the 2nd floor.
Would have been the way up. Maybe we don't go up there. It's very dark. So this would have been students' living quarters, I guess, maybe teachers. There's a little staircase here. You can still see some remnants of some of the paint on the walls. Let's hope the floor doesn't collapse any further. We've got balconies. And that's the square where we just were, actually. Wow. Cool. I wonder how they would have furnished it and how it would have looked. I mean, there's no indication. You know, you go into some of these like old museums and they put all the mannequins everywhere, and you can sort of have an idea. The floor's like a reed matting, and then it's like wood, then it's bricks, then it's plaster or whatever. But oh wow, this room looks completely different. Look, all of the artwork on the walls is still there. I don't know if it's original, but apart from the graffiti, it's probably original. But I wonder what these holes are for, maybe for books and things. Wow, that's amazing. I wonder if it is original. If it has, it's survived. Done a good job of surviving. Oh, there's more. It's another plain room. See, the ceiling, it's got wood and then the reed mats. Amazing. Let's check out some of the other rooms. Where should we go? This way? Oh, I've lost her. There she is.
Oh no.
That was my reaction. But the shelves are still up. I'm guessing this isn't an original wooden floor, but whoa, look, this room's completely different. Got the painting on the walls, plaster, look at the balcony. So yeah, these I guess would have still all been living quarters. I don't know how many students would have lived here. That would have been interesting. Oh well, let's have a look. Oh. This one's different as well, you're right. It's quite high, this one. Artwork, flowers, symmetrical patterns, geometry. And each one is different. Really cool. I mean, it gets quite cold in here in winter. I wonder how they would have kept themselves warm. I don't see any chimneys. I wonder if they had fireplaces or they just, what they did. This one again, this looks like plain walls, but these doors are really cool. This wasn't always a madrasa, right? What were you saying?
I think not just this madrasa, but a lot of them in the city were sometimes used as caravanserais, like the 18th century, I think.
Makes sense.
And there's a few, at least one or two here, that were turned into museums, and one or two of them were turned into museums of atheism, which feels like, and
wow, look, there's loads of this is the one that had the ceiling collapsed. The ceiling would have been this high, which is not very high at all. This one's been repaired actually. It's been a nice modern, nice new job. This is the only place we've found which has let us which we can just come in and just walk around. Everywhere else you have to get bloody tickets, or you've got to
it's just a balcony.
or you're very limited to where you can actually go. These doors are so low. So this has probably been our favourite. I mean, we were in Samarkand before, obviously exploring Rajasthan Square, etc. But I think this has been my favourite madrasa to explore, which is my favourite building that we've been checking out. I wonder where like the kitchens and all that. I wonder if maybe one of these rooms is a kitchen or something, who knows? It's only just like things that we've got no idea about, and there's no information anywhere. Oh look, another staircase. That's where we started. We came up the stairs over there. I was just walking around here, checked out a few of the rooms, but let's see where this goes.
Wow.
Oh, this is pretty amazing. We're actually on the roof, if you can't tell. And this is the first time I've been able to do anything like this in anywhere in this country. Over there you can see the famous minaret. Maybe we'll go there later if we've got time. But that minaret is one of the oldest structures in the whole city. Everything else was built after the Mongol invasion. That was the only thing that survived the Mongol invasion, is what I'm aware of. But yeah, let's have a walk around. All those big, massive, beautiful blue facades that you see, like that one over there, if you can see it from here. This is what the back of them looks like, just a big grey brick facade structure, so nothing particularly special. You can see in this corner of there's a dome, so I think that's probably where there would have been a small prayer room or a mosque inside the madrasa there. There's also this dome structure which they don't have in the other corner, so I'm not quite sure what that is, but maybe we can have a look. Right, we're getting out the sun because it's way too hot up here. These stairs are quite scary. Well, this is the third floor, I'm guessing, so that is very dark. Not much here. Oh gosh, this staircase is terrifying. There's so much cooler down there. Why is yours up there? No, I guess these are just more of the same. Oh look, each room has its own individual staircase. I wonder what that would have been, a little fireplace. Yeah, it's a fireplace, look. So you can see there's a chimney going up. And then each room has a second floor, which I'm guessing maybe like a bedroom or something, who knows. Proper living quarters, these.
You can see the old paint as well.
Yeah.
I guess they would have been a lot more colourful in here.
Maybe. Same again, I think. No staircase in this one. Oh, this one's great. It's got all the bookshelves in it still. There's more art on the walls. Pretty cool. hot. So we've walked this length and on top. I think it's probably going to be the same on the other side. We'll have a quick look. If there's anything worth filming, we'll stick the camera on. If not, then it's probably just the same. So those balconies we came out on are just there. So this is the whole unit. There's a loud music from this cafe, so please forgive me. But yeah, this is what it's like from the outside. We'll go look at the other side now. Right guys, we're copping out. We were going to go and look at the minaret. We were going to go look at other parts of the city.
It's too hot.
Well, Rob, we've seen it, but we're going to go show some of it to you anyway, just to show you what's here. It's too bloody hot. It's like 43, maybe about 43 degrees now. We can't hack it, so we're going to go and back to the hotel. But we can actually show you our hotel, because our hotel is pretty cool. So we'll show you quick what our hotel is as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got AC.
That's what matters.
Also, we found that like everyone here thinks that I'm Uzbek or Kazakh or some kind of Central Asian, and they'll start talking to me in either the native language or Russian, and I kind of just have to stand there like,
What are you saying?
a lemon. Yeah, I end up just smiling and but yeah, we've noticed that's happened quite a lot.
One of the impacts of the Soviet Union being here for quite some time is that all of the madrasas were basically shut down, the mosques were shut down, you know, the mausoleums were destroyed and shut down and turned into storerooms. But I mean, here's an example. We're literally like 10 meters from our hotel, but this is an old mosque that is now, I don't know, a closed store or a fashion store, because it was closed down by the Soviets and just never reopened. I guess after they left there was not as much of a demand for it. But we're seeing that some of the mosques are starting to reopen, and there's a couple of things that they're starting to reintegrate back in, but there's an everlasting impact of the Soviets here, which is a real shame. And you know, so many things were destroyed and have been rebuilt or destroyed and reconstructed since they left, so it's a shame. But
although even before the Soviets, it seems like a lot of the history is buildings being destroyed by the earthquakes or neighbouring cities' rulers, or the Mongols came before the Soviets, and I think it's got a history of being kind of razed and then rebuilt every now and again.
check it out, this is our hotel. We're staying up there. It's an old caravanserai that was converted like 10 years ago to a hotel, but it is actually a legitimate 16th century caravanserai, so it's pretty cool, and it's only $11 a night, so I think we've done quite well, apart from the fact that we've had numerous issues in our room, but that can be overlooked. How beautiful is that?